Hold on. We're gonna move the camera. We're moving the camera a little bit. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the season finale of the NHL premiere event. Okay, so the last couple episodes we've talked about the Pacific Division and the Central Division in the Western Conference. Then we recently just talked about the Metropolitan Division and the Eastern Conference. And then today, we are going to talk about the last and final division, the Atlantic Division. Now, before we deep dive into the breakdown here, I do want to let everybody know, if you guys haven't noticed, but starting, or actually, really technically starting now, is that the NHL and ESPN had signed a 7-year agreement for the agreement for 7 years. Yeah, okay. So you will not be seeing anything on NBC anymore. Sadly, I know. I'm very heartbroken too, because I love the NHL on NBC, and I just think that it's not right. My personal thing. I don't think it's not right that ESPN is now a part of the NHL. No NBC. But yet again, ESPN doesn't care about the NHL anyway. That's what my opinion is, because they don't really show much highlights anyway. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think they're probably gonna be showing more highlights now, because now they're a seven-year partner with the NHL. So yeah, woohoo! Okay. Anyway, let's deep dive. Let's get into it with the Atlantic Division. So we are going to go to Florida, right? Our first stop is Florida, into a wonderful place I like to call Champa Bay. Yes, everyone, if you don't know what Champa Bay is, it's the home of the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Right? So we are super happy to announce that obviously they are back-to-back champions. They call it the Champa Bay. So they are going to be in a big spotlight here on Tuesday. Actually, on Tuesday is when they're going to raise the banner. October 12th, where they take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. So the coach, the 10-year coach of the Champa Bay Lightning, is John Cooper. And obviously last season they won the Stanley Cup back-to-back with a record of 13, 17, and 3. The three keys in this, I don't want to say it's kind of obvious. Some of them are kind of obvious. But the first key is another quick turnaround. As the Lightning won their second straight season with a 1-0 win against the Montreal Canadiens in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals on July 7th, it was 282 days after they won the Stanley Cup on September 28th, 2020, with a 2-0 win against the Dallas Stars in Game 6 of the finals. Winning back-to-back championships come with a price. The Lightning have played the most games and have the fewest days off of any team in the NHL, or actually any team since the restart in the 1920 season. After pausing because of they've paused because of coronavirus. Okay, wonderful. Woohoo! Coronavirus! Yay! You stopped all of our sports. Woohoo! And you're restarting everything. Woohoo! Now we're back to normal now. Woohoo! Anyway, sorry. This is my little spiel. After their ability to manage rest and recovery this season, especially in the first few months, with a long ways towards determining how ready they are at making a third straight championship. Is that possible? We don't know. Have we seen anyone went back to do a three-peat? I don't know. I wonder who that could be. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, the second one, if you're placing the bottom six forward depth. So recreating what the Lightning lost on their third line will be a challenge. They've signed forward Corey Perry and Pierre Edward Bellemere to replace some of the lost depth. They will rely on heavily on Colton and Matthew Joseph, Yanni Gerard, Blake Coleman, and Barclay Gaudreau, who made up the Lightning's third line on that regular starting games to set the tone and play a lot in close games. All are gone. Gerard was Giroud was selected by the Crackers in the expansion draft. The Lightning could not afford to keep Gaudreau or Coleman due to the NHL salary cap. Gaudreau, who could have became a unrestricted free agent on July 28th, was traded to the Rangers on the 17th of July, and then signed with them on July 22nd. Coleman left as an unrestricted free agent, signed with the Calgary Flames on the 28th of July. Tyler Johnson, a scoring threat on Tampa Bay's fourth line, was traded to Chicago. And the third lineup for Tampa Bay is that the Lightning have to stay hungry. The Lightning have to maintain the championship drive they've had the past two seasons. They were motivated to win the cup again last season because they were playing in front of their fans. They won the 2020 Cup in Edmonton's bubble with no fans. The Lightning got what they wanted by being able to celebrate their Stanley Cup championship on home ice at Arlington or Amalie Arena. Sorry. Their ability to play with that same burning desire to win, that win at all cost mentality, with a storyline to follow all season and into the playoffs. Now, they are also the heavy favorites too. I do want to say that they are very heavy favorites as they broke the top 16 number one in the preseason going into the season polls. So they are expected to do well. And we are staying in the state of Florida for our second team in Florida, the Florida Panthers, who are coached by third season by Joel Quenneville. Last season, they were 37, 14, and 5. They were second in the Central, and they obviously lost. They obviously lost to Tampa Bay, right? Who would love a Florida rivalry in the playoffs, right? Because this guy does. Woohoo! Yeah, because it's rivalry, home state. Who gets to be bragging rights of the state of Florida? Anyways, their three keys is Ekblad's return. Aaron Ekblad did not play after fracturing his left leg against the Dallas Stars on March 28th. All indicates are the defenseman will be ready when the season begins. The Panthers were ninth in the NHL in scoring allowed per game, scoring 2.70 or 2.70. Ekblad, who scored 22 points, 11 goals, 11 assists, and averages 25 minutes and 5 seconds in ice time in 35 games, is the backbone of the defense. A healthy return would be a boon for the Panthers. Yeah. Number two is familiarity with in the lineup. The Panthers have re-signed forward Anthony Duclair, 3-year contract in the July 15th. Sam Bennett, 4 years, July 26th, and Carter Bagel, and a 3-year extension on the 28th of July. And defenseman Brandon Montour, 3 years on July 28th. And Gustav Forsling, 3 years on July 15th. This offseason, the familiarity, excuse me for my little thingy there, in the lineup should help the Panthers build on last season's success. And the third and final key is adding scoring. The Panthers, who were tied for fourth in the NHL in goals per game, 3.36, with the Washington Capitals last season, adding forwards Sam Reinhart and Joe Thornton. Reinhart acquired in a trade with the Buffalo Bills for goalie prospect Devin Levi and a first-round pick in the 2022 or 2023 draft on the 24th. Has scored at least 40 points in each of his 6 seasons. Thornton, who signed for a 1-year contract on August 13th, is 14th on the NHL scoring list with 1,529 points, 425 goals, and 1,104 assists in 1,680 games with the Boston Bruins, San Jose, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, the scoring is also a big key for the NHL because scoring is key, and it is very pivotal if you got goal scorers like Sam Reinhart and Joe Thornton that know how to score between the pipes. Woo! Yeah, the pipes, baby. Let's go. Who pipes? Who yeah. Anyway, so we are going to be leaving the wonderful state of Florida. Say bye, Florida. Bye. We love you. Bye. So long, my friends. To you. Bye. And now we are going to turn our attention over to the wonderful Boston, Massachusetts, where we are going to be discussing our lovely team. There is the Boston Bruins, who is coached by 6th-year coach Bruce Cassidy. And with last season, they were 33, 16, and 7, third in the East, as they lost to the Islanders in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So the 3 keys is number 1 is make the most of this season. For the past decade, the Brewers, that's funny. The Bruins had relied on the core group that helped them win the Stanley Cup in 2011. But that group, which once included Tuukka Rask, David Krejci, and Zdeno Chara, has dwindled to forwards Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand. Bergeron who has 1 season remaining on the 8-year contract, said he won't make a decision on his future until after the season, putting that much more pressure to get the job done on the Bruins, who have been eliminated in the second round of the playoffs the last two seasons. The second one is the depth scoring. The Bruins know what to expect from their top line from Marchand, Bergeron, and David Pastrnak. Beyond that, there remains a lingering question. The lingering question of where, if I can speak right now, of where else the offense will come from. Last season, Marchand led Boston with 69 points, 20 goals, and 40 assists, and Bergeron with 23 goals, 25 assists, and Pastrnak 20 goals, 28 assists. We're tied for second for 48 points each. The next leading scorer still on the team was forward Craig Smith who, who scored 32 points, 13 goals, 19 assists in 54 games. They will have to spend some time flying or time trying to find chemistry on the other three forwards or forward lines in training camp, giving the offseason signings to Eric Hua, Nick Foligno, and Thomas Nosek, in addition to some young players looking for more regular roles, Jack Siniska and Trent Frederick. But wherever each player slots in, Boston can't keep relying on the top line to provide the bulk of its production. Now here's one of the big keys for this Boston team, and it has to deal with goaltending. For the first time in a long time, the goaltending is a wild card. Instead of having Rask to anchor things, Boston will turn to rookie Jeremy Swayman and former Buffalo Sabre goalie Linus Ullmark, who signed a 4-year contract on the 20th of July. Swayman was outstanding in the 10 games sample at the end of last season. He was 7-3-0 with a 1.50 goals against average and a 9.45 save percentage. Ullmark is 50, 47, and 13 with a 2.78 GAA, a 912 goals or save percentage, and 3 shutouts in 117 NHL games with 102 starts. So this is also a big key to figure out for Boston with Tuukka Rask on there. But I believe that that they will find that Bruce Cassidy will find his new anchor to replace Tuukka Rask. So anyway, so we are going up. We're going to be leaving Massachusetts, and we're slowly driving up to West Boston or Western New York, as we are going to be talking about the wonderful, the incomparable, the rebuilding, if you want to call it, the Sabres of Buffalo. And they are coached by second-year coach Don Duranto. They were 15, 33, and 7. They were eighth in the Mass Mutual division. Obviously, they did not qualify for that. So anyway, the three keys are as followed: is definitely growth and development. The Sabres are counting on young forwards Dylan Chosen, 20, Casey Middlestat, 22, and Tage Thompson, 23, and defenseman Romas Dublin, 21, and Henry Yorkashi, sorry if I pronounced that lame wrong, 22, to take the next step in their development, especially if Jack Eichel is traded. The 24-year-old center is no longer captain of the Buffalo Sabres. Failed his training camp physical because of a herniatic disc in his neck and was placed on the injured reserve. Thursday, he has been subject of trade rumors in part because of this engagement with the Sabres on how to treat his injury. Which kept him out of the final 33 games of last season. General manager Kevin Adams said Buffalo will not name a captain this season. I wonder who also did that. Oh, wait, we'll get to a team that did that later on in it, and hopefully some of you guys may know. Anyways, Middlestat took notable strides with Duranto replaced Ralph Kruger on March 17th, scoring 9 of his 10 goals in 28 games, earning nearly 4 minutes more in ice time per game. 17 minutes and 4 seconds and playing his natural center position after skiing on the wing. Dublin also said he had renewed confidence following the coaching change. He was a restricted free agent before agreeing to a 3-year, $8 million contract on Wednesday. And the second one is also big key to this rebuilding franchise is scoring more. The Sabres were tied with the Columbus Blue Jackets for the 28th in the NHL last season with 134 goals, an average of 2.39 per game. They need to make up for trading Sam Reinhart to the Florida Panthers on July 24th after the forward scored a team high of 25 goals and Jeff Skinner to get untracked. The forwards scored 14 points, seven goals, 7 assists in 53 games, 2 seasons after an NHL career high of 40 goals. The third and final one are the coaching change. The Sabres signed goalie Craig Anderson to a 1-year contract on July 28th following the departure of Linus Olnick, signed with the Boston Bruins, and Carter Hutton signed with the Arizona Coyotes. The 40-year-old played 4 games, 2 starts for the Washington Capitals last season, and 1 start in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Buffalo also has Aaron Dell, Dustin Tureski, and Ula-Pekka Luongo, a 22-year-old who made his NHL debut with a 1-3 with a 3.88 goals against average and a 906 save percentage in 4 games last season. Whew, that was a handful, wasn't it? All right, so this is going to be wonderful. The Sabres are a up and coming franchise. They are going to do well, I hope. But you guys will listen to my breakdown here in a little bit. Actually, not a little bit, but my prediction show tomorrow. So then we are going to go into our lovely neighbor of Canada, as we are going to we're going to be breaking down the last 3 Canadian teams of this series, and we're going to go with the Ottawa Senators. Yes, I said it. The Senators. And they are coached by third year DJ Smith. As last season they were 23, 28, and 5 in the they were finished 6th in the Scotia North. Obviously didn't qualify. So the 3 keys are as follows: is Murray back on track? The Senators need more of Matt Murray that ended last season. The goalie had a 9.54 save percentage and 2 shutouts in 5 games after returning April 14th from an upper body injury that kept him out for a month. It provided hope that he can bounce back from a season that saw him finish with the highest goal against average 3.38 and the lowest save percentage of 8.93 of his 6 NHL seasons. A healthy Murray gives the Senators an experienced last line of defense as they are trying to reach the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in 2017. Now, obviously, I don't say obviously, but a lot of these teams now they're gotta rely on the youth. So this is a second key factor for Edmonton, is that youth continuing to develop. Ottawa's young core took a step forward last season and it will need to push forward for the Senators to climb in the standings. Brady Tkachuk, 21, led Ottawa in scoring for the second straight season with 36 points, 17 goals, 19 assists in 56 games but is an unsigned restricted free agent. Drake Batherson, 23, who signed a 6-year contract back September 3rd, scored 17 goals last season after scoring 6 in his first 2 NHL seasons. Thomas Strutzel, 22, was 5th among all rookies with 29 points, 12 goals, 17 assists in 53 games. And defenseman Thomas Chabot, 24, averages more than 26 minutes of ice time per game for the second straight season. And defenseman Eric Bronstrom, 22, averages 1.35 points per 60 minutes at 5-on-5, 11 among NHL defensemen. All right, so the last and final key to the Edmonton is better starts. The Senators allow 62 goals in the first period, tied for the second most in the NHL last season. Philadelphia 63, and their minus 16 faceoff period goals differential was the 5th lowest in the league. They also always allow the first goal of the game 32 times, 6th most in the NHL. When the Senators scored first, they were 16-5-3 and a 7-23-2 when allowing the first goal. Okay, so now we are still cruising. We're cruising along back into going into Canada. We're just cruising. We're cruising until we go. We're going into Montreal, the Canadiens of Montreal, as they have been coached by second season Dimitri Ducharme. I think it's Dominique, I believe. Dominique. Yeah, Dominique. Okay. It is Dominique. All right. So last season they were 22. They were 22, 21, and 11. They were 4th in the North, but they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost. The 3 keys is overcoming loss of Weber. Shea Weber will be out for the season and has possibly played his last NHL game. The 36-year-old defenseman absence due to several injuries vaults Jeff Petrie and Joel Edmondson to top pair status. I got shit stuff in my mouth. Sorry, folks. Ben Sherratt, Weber's partner, is likely to play with David Savard, who signed a 4-year contract back on July 28th. Coach Dominique Ducharme, if I could say his last name right, suggested that Savard will provide similar qualities to Weber, but Weber's leadership on and off the field will be difficult to replace. Of course, you can't replace the heart and soul of a team. Not the heart and soul of the team, but you got to find that person. Anyway, so then number 2 is the health of Price. Carey Price leadership will be needed, and his return to health will be critical. The goalie helped the Canadiens come within 3 wins of the Montreal's first Stanley Cup since 1993. That is just about 29 years drought of having a Stanley Cup championship while playing through several injuries. The 34-year-old, who is preparing for his 15th season, has begun skating and working out while recovering from arthroscopic surgery on July 22nd from a torn meniscus in his knee. His play will have a big impact on the Canadiens' fortunes regarding on whether or not he is ready for the regular season opener against the Toronto Maple Leafs, their rivals, one of their Canadian rivals, on the 13th. And the last and final is the power play production is number 3. A full season of Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield and the addition of forward Mike Hoffman could be what the Canadians need to improve the power play, which ranks tied for 17th in the NHL last season, 19.2%. The return of forward Jonathan Drouin, who took a leave of absence April 28th and missed the postseason due to an anxiety issue, is another partial boost to the power play that has to overcome the loss of Weber. Christian Duvark was who was acquired in a trade with the Coyotes on September 4th for 2 picks in the 2022 NHL draft, will also be in the mix on the power play, which will also anchored by Petrie. Okie dokie. Now, I don't say okie dokie, but I was very surprised about this team. Very surprised, very surprised. And I think they might do a run. If everyone stays healthy, they might be a threat. They might be a threat. Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow in the prediction show. Ooh. Anyways, we're gonna be driving out of Montreal. We're gonna Montreal. We're go to I want to say the nation's capital. I think the country's capital, Toronto. As we are going to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they are coached by third-year Sheldon Keefe. They were 35-14-7. They were first place in the North, lost to the Canadiens in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Their 3 keys are as follows. Yes. Stability under Keefe. Although Sheldon Keefe is entering his 3rd season as coach, this will be his first real training camp and his first time guiding the Toronto through a full 82 game schedule since replaced that Mike Babcock on the November 20th, 2019. The 41-year-old is 62, 29, and 12 through 2 shortened seasons, but the pressure is on to get the Montreal or the Maple Leafs past the first round of the postseason for the first time since '04. Geez, that's almost 2 decades. Ooh, I smell a change in the air here in Toronto. Anyway, however, Toronto believes in the direction Keefe has taken the team, evidenced by the 2-year contract extension he agreed Friday, which runs through the year of 2023 and 2024. Ooh, that could be 2 decades in the making if they don't make the Stanley Cup playoff and don't pass the first round. Number 2 is the goaltending. The Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs decided to move on from Frederik Andersen, who signed a 2-year contract with the Carolina Hurricanes on the 28th of July, and instead will rely on Jack Campbell and Peter Mrazek. Yes, Peter Mrazek. Yes, because I like that last name. Who signed a 3-year contract the same day Andersen left for Carolina. Campbell was 17-3-2 with a 2.15 goals against average, 9.21 save percentage, and 2 shutouts in 22 games with the Maple Leafs last season. Missing time because of his leg injury, Mrazek, who made only 12 regular season starts because of his thumb injury, was 6-2-3 with a 2.06 GAA, 9.23 save percentage, and 3 shutouts with the Hurricanes last season. Health will be a key for each. Yes, you want to be healthy. Gotta stay healthy. All right. So the one thing is though too is they are going to try to erasing the past. The Maple Leafs must find a way to overcome their recent pro season failures, including last season when they were up 3-1, and then let the lead slip with being eliminated by the Canadiens in the first round. Regarding the lack of postseason success, since '04. General manager Kyle Doss had to say this: "I don't think we can hide from it and run from it. I think we have to do everything we can as an organization to be ready." Yes, perfectly said. I do agree. They have one of the longest droughts in the NHL for not getting past the first round. Um, Obviously, it's been almost about 2 decades they've 2 decades since they did pass the first round. So hopefully, luck is on their side. Hopefully, it's not. But hey, who cares? All right, so we are leaving our neighbors across the other side of the pond. Anyway, we're leaving our buddies. Hi, bye Canada, bye Canada, woo! And we are making our final descent into a place called Detroit, um, home of the automobiles, home of Autoland, Autoling. But they are home not only for the auto machine. Anyway, they are not home for that. They are home for the Detroit Red Wings. Woo woo! Can we say that? Woo woo! Wings fans, let me see you say it. Woo woo! What? Guys, you playing? Woo woo! Give it to the guys, you playing? Anyways, um, they were they are coached by seventh. Yes, I'm smiling because whatever. They are coached by 7-year coach Jeff Blashill. Woo! Yay! We all like to say that. But they finished 19, 27 and 10 last season. They were seventh in the Central Division. Obviously, they have not qualified for the playoffs, which is okay. The top keys for them is as well offensive improvement. They simply need to score more. They scored 125 goals last season, one more than the Anaheim Ducks, who had the fewest in the NHL. Part of the problem was injuries. Part of it was power play, 11.4%. Second to last in the NHL behind the Ducks with 9.8%. Forwards Tyler Bertuzzi, Robbie Fabry, and Dylan Larkin are expected to be healthy. Detroit added defenseman Nick Leddy and center Pierre Suter in the offseason, plus assisted Alex Tenge to coach the power play. The second one is going to be a shock, right? Nedeljkovic's numbers. Goaltender Alex Nedeljkovic needs to follow up on last season. He was a finalist for the Calder Trophy, which goes to the NHL Rookie of the Year as voted by the Professional Hockey Writers Association. After going 15-3 or 15-5-3 with a 1.90 goals against average and a 9.32 per save percentage and 3 shutouts in 23 games, all starts for the Carolina Hurricanes. That would help the Detroit Red Wings win in the short term and addressing the concerns about the small sample size of his career, 29 games. After trading for the 25-year-old on July 22nd, wow, that was the biggest shock in the league, folks. Biggest shock of the league. Didn't see that coming. And signed him for a 2-year contract. General manager Steve Yzerman said they think he has the potential to be their goaltender for a number of years. This guy's good. Why did they? I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this. Carolina's organization, when they made this trade back on July 22nd, were idiots. Idiots. I mean, this guy's good. This goaltender is good, right? This could be one of the best goaltenders in the league after Holtby leaves, Fleury leaves. Who else? Not on top of my head now. I don't remember top of my head now. But anyways, so get back on there. Get back on the key facts. is that number 3 is Cider's development. Uh, the most important thing for them to return back to this to be a Stanley Cup contender is the development of their top prospects, and the top prospect must be ready to make an impact in the NHL. Is 20-year-old Maurice Seider. Seider. The number 6 pick in the 2019 NHL draft scored 22 points, 2 goals. Excuse me, 2 goals, 22 assists or 20 assists in 49 games for the Grand Rapids Griffins of the American Hockey League in the 2019-20 season. After he was loaned to Rögle of the Swedish Hockey League amid the coronavirus pandemic last season. He scored 28 points, 7 goals, 21 assists in 41 games. He won the SHL Elite Prospect Award, and he was the SHL Defenseman of the Year. Woo! Wow! Look at this guy. Look, yes, folks. Yes, I did Detroit last because obviously I am based in the area. I'm not going to say where, but I am based in the area, and this team, like I said earlier, and past, this team is a rebuilding team that had success for the last 2.5 decades, and they are going young. And this is the second season of Dylan Larkin's captaincy, right? Captaincy. So I do want to say congratulations to Dylan Larkin, getting the captain. That's the captain last year. I do want to say that. It is a big honor. You should big honor to do that. I mean, you have a lot of people to follow suit with. You got Steve Yzerman as one, who's been a long time captain. Ted Lindsay, Gordie Howe, Nick Lindstrom, Zetterberg. Okay. I know I didn't really talk much about each team, but I have to say something before the end of this. But anyways, so that was it. I hope everyone paid attention. I know, I'm sorry, some episodes were longer than others. I do apologize for that. I do want to say that I'm so glad that NHL is back with the full 82 scheduled game. Fans are in the stands, regardless if you have to get a vaccination card, where mask mandates or whatever in the league is giving you guys. But I watched a few preseason hockey games over the last couple of days, and I will say it is great to see fans back in the stands. And it is fantastic. It is great. It's going to get back to where it was at before COVID struck our wonderful nation. But other than that, guys, hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. I will be back. Could have a special guest with me to predict. Who knows? But I do want to say that the prediction show will be coming out tomorrow, Saturday, the 9th of October, before the season begins. And have a great weekend. And until tomorrow.